The Rant. Meet Christina and Eric. What grinds their gears? The experts in the fields of architectural design, pre-construction, construction management, fine cabinetry. The Rant, a podcast by One York Company.
Still got it. Name of my sex tape. Yes. Got the first one in there.
Yes.
All right, here we go.
Name of my sex tape.
So this is what it's been like in the pre-show. Essentially just dick jokes and we switched chairs. I don't know if anybody, you can't tell if you're just listening to this, but we did. We switched chairs.
For our visual learners, you may have noticed something's different.
Yeah.
What are we talking about today?
Something really boring.
Oh.
Accountability. It's accountability. Yeah, no, I'm playing around with different things and it's like, you know what the trick is? I think that, okay, so we haven't done the podcast last week because literally our world is on fire. Being in the new location and having, our new showroom up and running and essentially just everything that's coming along with that.
Nobody being accountable for their decisions.
What? No, that's not where I was going. I was just saying that, no, we're getting a lot of attention and it's great. And we've been very successful in our sales recently. Not patting anybody on the back, I guess, just me, just a little bit. But anyways, really good on that little bit because,
I'd pat you, but it'll look more like probably
a smack. Yeah. But here's the idea, and here's the trick. Talking to people about accountability in terms of who you have on your side, choosing that person to be with you and make decisions along the way. It's one point of accountability. It's that one team that you hire to essentially translate your needs and desires into a plan that we can put into action. But here's the truth. If you need all those different people along the way, like in architectural design and blah, 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 all those people, you cannot have one person who is 1/6 responsible. That does not work. 1/6 responsible doesn't mean anything. It means you're not responsible. You need to have one team that's fully accountable. And that premise, selling that premise to our clients and saying that we only do it one way. We only have one way that we know for sure that we're going to take care of you the right way. And that's if you make us accountable for everything along the way. From architectural design, getting you a building permit, to engineering, municipal permissions, doing your interior design,
yes,
your cabinetry design, doing all of your shopping with you, and then doing the general contract.
You know why? Because the thing is that I am not interested in defending my credibility because you want to bring other players to the game that don't know the rules. That's not...
And it's not the rules, it's our rules. Because everybody's if anybody tells you that they don't know exactly what they're doing, they're fucking lying. We're making this up as we go, but it's I'm fully accountable to my own actions. I fuck shit up all the time, but then I kind of I own that. I fucked up that house where we took the wrong windows out. Maybe you know who they are, maybe you don't. I don't know.
So many windows
that were supposed to stay that didn't stay because I'm an idiot, and then I fucking took them out. Anyways, I paid for them. It happens. Shit happens. Back to accountability. People don't know exactly what they're doing. People are making it up as they go. That being said, is that you need one team and consistent language and a consistent approach and a consistent... I don't know.
Your best shot at success is to not have a bunch of handoffs. That's it.
No
right?
handoffs.
It's if you hand it off, you then create an opportunity for people to say, not mine, not mine. You're playing a game of hot potato. And now if somebody drops it, it will always come back to, is it the guy that tossed it or the guy that caught it?
That
name of my sex tape.
I was I can't say that. I'm not gonna walk right into that one. But you're right though, because here's a concept that you and I kind of stumbled across recently, where we compared, or I compared, and you agreed that was a good comparison. That construction is like launching a satellite, or the Hubble Space Telescope, where there's essentially a huge amount of single point failures that if any one of the things go wrong, then the whole thing is a bust, right? And essentially the Hubble's a bad example because the initial time I sent it up, they fucked it up. And the lens was wrong. But for all you geeks out there who watched that documentary too, cheers. But anyways, the point is that that's what construction is like. So you could have essentially a perfect team where they take over everything until you get to an interior designer who doesn't know shit about fuck and then screws the entire thing up with you about your budget, and then it's over, right? You could have everything behind the walls looks amazing, your schedule could be fantastic, but you're over budget and you're fucking screwed, right? And it's right in the last home stretch. That's why I always make the joke the landscaper never gets paid, right? Because you're the last one there. That's why you see so many houses that are like busted on the exterior but beautiful on the interiors because they just got there like, nah, we can't afford the next
year.
steps. Yeah, exactly. And then it near comes. Near my sex day. All right, here we go. Wow, that's right. Got the Friday fuckets. So, accountability and
This started
planning.
on Tuesday for me.
Did it? It started early this week.
Actually,
that.
Tuesday I was like dialed in. I came in over the weekend, like back last week, and super organized and super motivated. So Tuesday was great, but Wednesday I was just like, oh no, there's no time for this. You people will have to be self-sufficient.
I didn't realize how much I needed you in my life until you left. And then all of a sudden people were like coming to me with questions, and I'm like,
I don't
the
know.
fuck are you? Who are you and why are you asking me things? I think I
Who
turned
normally answers this for you?
I'm like, I don't know. Like, I just work here, man. Listen, you're asking the wrong goddamn person. The cleaning lady's like, what's the code to the bathroom upstairs? I'm like, fuck it up. I don't know, man. I have no clue. No idea. I think I had to call somebody. I was like, phone a friend. Need some help. Like,
Whoever it is, though, don't phone Christina and ask her.
Yeah, I was like,
She'll
don't-
never leave us alone again.
nope. Yeah. It was like, if the building catches on fire, we'll put it out and not tell everyone until we get back.
I think that the last time I talked to you, you were like, enjoy the spa. Be really calm.
Yeah.
Come back calm because the ocean is boiling over here.
Yeah. Essentially, in 2 days, we sold 2 new pre-constructions, and you came back, and I'm like, oh, by the way, aren't you so glad that new project manager is starting this week? Because it's like, it's a hit.
I've never
that's a
been
hit,
so
though.
fucking happy for someone to start in my life.
Me too. Oh my god, I am ready for more people.
Oh,
I am
I'm ready
done.
for the right people.
Yes.
Yes. Not more. More is not
No,
better.
more is not
That is a
better.
fallacy to true form because it's like it needs to be the right people. Just like it needs to be the right team for your project. Because again, accountability is a big deal. It's okay to make mistakes. Like fuck up. Everybody does. Don't make the same mistake twice.
That's not.
That's not cool.
Not cool, man.
That puts you in the dum-dum category.
Yeah, you are a fool.
But it's okay to make mistakes once and learn from it as long as you take responsibility for it. There's nothing that fucking makes me more angry than people who can justify an excuse for anything. Like, what is wrong with the fact that saying, like, I had a piece of this too. I will own that. Like, I'm a fucking human and I am not flawless and I made a mistake and we'll fix it together. But yes, part of this is on me. Like that's one of the most difficult sentences in the world for most people I know to utter.
It's true, and you kind of touched on a soft point or a hard, difficult point for me because I literally got out of that meeting. Soft and hard points. Ha ha ha. Dick jokes while he's trying to be serious. I don't know what I was saying.
Such a child.
What was I saying? Oh,
I know, soft and hard points.
Yes.
Touch on
Okay.
soft
Okay.
point.
Okay. Stop saying those words. Listen, you're not making this easy. I had to be accountable in a meeting just now for when we were signing on the new clients to, construction from pre-construction, and it's fantastic. But essentially, like when we did the Class B estimate, I completely fucking goofed the math on our management fee, and it wasn't.
Which you yelled at me for yesterday.
I know I did. I know I yelled at you, and I was completely. And then after the fact, I felt guilty about that too, because I was like, I shouldn't have done that. I like walked into Amy's office, and I was like, Anastasia, I told you 13%. You gotta put that on there as a baseline just to make sure. And this is 9.8, and I fucking lost my bananas about that. And then Christina's like, "Well, you didn't tell me," and I'm like, "Yes, I did." And you're like, "No, you didn't." And I'm like, "Fine, I didn't." Anyways, long story.
And then he walked down the hall and he mumbled under his breath, "I did tell you." I was like, "No, you didn't."
Yeah, whatever. You've shockingly good hearing. The point here is that anyways, long story short is we had a conversation with the clients today and it ended up taking a little bit marginally less than we usually take on the project, but we came up with a great compromise and a way to contribute. They could contribute to the project in a different way. Nonetheless, I owned up to me being an idiot and I said, I'm sorry, and that's not fair because at their Class B level, that should have been adjusted, and that is 110% my dumb fault. and I will never make that mistake again.
And I feel like that helps people to feel supported in the right way. Like knowing that we're not placing blame on people who don't deserve it. It's not like the facts are the facts. And a lot of what we do is not emotional. It's not like it is or it isn't, right? Like people bring emotion to a situation, but the facts remain that is how it played out or that's what happened. And there's some sort of accountability or ownership for all the parties involved potentially. And so people knowing that they're embarking on a journey with us where they're spending a lot of money. And owning up to something like that that's admittedly maybe an error goes a long way in terms of character because they know and they've got a sense of comfort that like we've got them through pre-construction, you know, we helped through there, they've had that experience, but then going into the bigger, scarier part that is more expensive than that, where they're going to spend all of their resources doing this in the hopes of like this one outcome that they're received by a team of people who can work through a problem with them. Yes.
Sorry. You said that and it made me think of somebody I spoke to on Instagram yesterday and they touched on this. Who was it? I spoke to them just recently. Bear with me. Renovate with Jen Jones.
Okay.
So she is based out of New Zealand, I believe. And her handle on Instagram is Renovate with Jen Jones. And she has that amazing skit about where she's like the operator for a construction management company. And essentially like the client calls in and is complaining.
It sounds like a regulatory body. Like you're calling a regulatory body to complain about your contract or your like construction issue or like whatever it is.
And she launches into essentially, you didn't choose the general contractor or the builder that helped you in the design process. Oh, so you chose the least expensive quote. Oh, and she like launches into that. And I'm like, yes. Like, you know what kills me is that like, it's an industry problem, sure, but it's a people problem. So it's like literally you could not get further away from Toronto than New Zealand. Like that is like opposite end of the planet, farthest distant humanity to us. Same fucking problems.
People are the problem.
It
doesn't matter where they live.
Yeah, it's exactly. But I don't know. Am I comforted by that or scared by that? I'm happy that other people see it the same way I do or we do in terms of the fact that like, you're finding people that you can get along with and trust. That's what you're doing here.
So you know what it's like? Going to construction with the contractor that helped you design and helped you through that phase is the same level of innate knowledge that gets curated through that process as I would equate to a mom knowing their kid. Like, you know, by a toddler, it's like you just know. You know the details. You know that they like their bottle warmed up for like 10.2 seconds. And you know that like when they yawn 3 times, like you're 20 minutes away from a nap. You know, it's like that sort of background knowledge that you develop through the process of understanding them as people and understanding what their outcomes are and their pressure points and like their sensitivities and their fears and all those things. It helps you to help guide them through the process. And there's so many details that you learn that you then incorporate into the design based on those factors. And then if you go to construction with somebody who didn't help you design, all of the context around which those decisions was made is lost. And that's the problem. Things can just be things, but if you have no context, they mean nothing. They can be interpreted in thousands of ways, and any personal experience from the person who's executing would then just be imprinted on them because that would be their form of the context without anything else to support it.
You're killing me, man. It's true. I think it's exactly right. And I think if you don't do that, the preamble of all the pre-construction services prior, then you don't, when you're building the house, you're getting to know the person as you're building their personal space, which is stupid. Like your home is a very personal space, right? It's a reflection of you as a person, right? You want the person who's building that personal space then to know you, right? But if you engage them just for the first time on like, hey, first day of construction, yes, nice to meet you. Yes, today is commencement day and we will start building you right now. And then they don't know anything about you and they start this construction project. It's like, that's not going to be optimal.
It's also like one of those things, like if I'm going to construct and I've got a package and there's 32 shelves here and I think that's excessive for a closet, like, and then an option comes back from the fabricator and they're like, oh, we can't do 32 shelves, we can only do them this, and you make a decision because that seems logical to you, but you don't understand that those 32 shelves were for 32 pairs of shoes and they were custom sized for a reason, and the option that you chose as an offshoot or an alternative doesn't qualify the end result for us. And so we would choose to embark down a different set of options to solve for that, right? And so, but without context, you're fucking lost. Like you're in the forest, Blair Witch style, with a goddamn flashlight, hoping to make it to the other side. It's not happening. It's not happening. You may make it there, but like you'll be, bloody and bruised and never ever wanting to go into a forest in your life again.
Maybe my sex tape.
I don't know.
I'm sorry.
That was a weird one.
So, so to shift gears, pumpkin spice lattes are back, right?
So great.
Oh my
So are
God.
the
Sweater weather.
sweater weather.
Sweater
The
weather.
long plaid ponchos and the big brimmed hats. And I fucking can't do this.
Hit me
I'm
up with them
just
high
like-
leather boots. Ashley with an EIGH, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I was going to say that, but then I thought of Milverton. And I was like, not that Ashley.
No.
I love that Ashley.
Ashley, you are fucking amazing. With the regular spelling also. So,
Also with the regular spelling.
Colin, you're pretty cool too, just saying. Hashtag Colin for Prez.
Yeah. When people start saying, oh, it's PSL season, I'm like, it's what the fuck now?
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my
Like,
god, oh my
I
god, oh
wanna
my god, oh my
slap
god, oh my god, oh my god. I wrote PSL. Look, I wrote it. I wrote it.
You did it.
I did. It's right there, PSL.
Basic bitch.
I know. I'm sorry.
Oh, God.
I also wrote shit about fuck, so I'm really happy about that. So I don't know where I heard shit about fuck for the first time, but I was like, that is my favorite saying.
Shit about fuck.
You don't know shit about fuck.
Oh,
Okay, new initiative in terms of like what we need to do. So on the whole accountability shit, I had a meeting with another client not too long ago where I went to their house and I saw an estimate from one of our competitors. Egregious. I can't believe other people are handing out that horse shit. Like complete hogwash, their estimates. I looked at it and I was like, what is this? Did a child write this? It looks like you got it at like a shitty fucking Kelsey's restaurant and then filled it in with crayon and handed it to them.
So this is the thing is when I looked at the bank requirements for one of the clients that was right that we were signing up and there's these the requirement is a class A.
Right.
Class A estimate. And
Sure.
then I was like, I'm pretty sure that my class B is about 14 times more comprehensive than anybody's class A.
Right.
And I feel like this will be sufficient. So let's like put this format forward and see if it sticks.
Right.
Right? Because it's like, yeah, it's somebody else's class A. Like, what are you
sorry.
considering a class A?
Right.
You know?
Compared to what?
Yeah, right?
Right?
Like, there's varying degrees of effectiveness in that camp.
Right. People see our Class C estimate. I saw that. You should orient that more.
I hit it by my hand.
No, I know, but it's not pointed directly at you. It's kind of askew to the face. And I'm trying not to make this a dick joke. So saying pointed at your face and all that kind of stuff, and it's not gonna.
Direct it to your mouth.
Yeah, but it's still crooked. What's the matter with you?
I did it on purpose.
Oh, I was like, how are you fucking this up? It's like my wife. Like, oh shit, I'm gonna say. Like, oh, I'm telling you, I keep going now. Oh my god, renovate for Jen Jones. She just responded to me, and I plugged her in this, and then she just wrote. Anyways, that's just very coincidental.
It was a very good segue away from whatever the fuck you were gonna say.
Oh, I'm still gonna say it. No. It's like you ever with somebody who is like with FaceTime and like, oh look, it's this person, but they're like this. It's like, what the fuck's the matter with you? Pointed at me. Like, you not know how reflections work? It's like if you looked into a mirror and it's askew, you're not looking.
I used to say that when we would drive, and I'd be like trying to show you something, and you just reach over angrily and like grab my wrist and turn the fucking phone and be like, I can't see what you're doing. I'm like,
Because you're not pointing it at me. You're pointing it at the fucking window, and all I got is glare. And also, you have that thing on your screen where it's like the moment you're askew in a little bit,
the privacy
which makes me,
thing. So
yes,
it's like you can't see anything beyond 30 degrees.
It's like it's also kind of concerning. Like, what the fuck are you looking at? You're so concerned that I'm like, what, like Christina. Now now people are gonna start reading between those lines.
You never know.
You never know. Hey, you never know. Hey. I don't know. Anyways, this is not anywhere I was close to wanting to go here when I started this segue.
My abs hurt from laughing.
So, anyways, bad estimates, shitty schedules, and all that kind of shit. So,
Welcome to construction.
no,
Not with
we're-
us.
Not with us. So that's the point. So what I want to do is, and I've been talking to you about this for a bit, but I'm going to say it in public now, so we have to do it. Okay, so there are like essentially 5 or 4 different types of houses in the city. Like there's like the Bay and Gable houses, like they're like 1900 Bay and Gable, like anything in the Roncesvalles area or whatever.
Yeah.
Detached 1920s, 30s, semi-detached 1920s, 30s. Then we got those wartime bungalows, and then we got some kind of mixed bag 80s houses, right? Like that's basically what you got with the driveway that goes underneath on the main level.
Yeah.
Those ones are fun. They
Yeah,
stopped
the
doing
below
that.
grade slope.
Yeah, you can't do that
Yeah.
anymore.
Back slope. You fucking back slope.
Back slope, baby. Anyways, so I want to release architectural drawings for each one of those homes because we completed so many projects now that we have all these kind of like just sitting there. And our architectural drawings are fucking amazing. And so you should see what architectural drawings get you when you look in that $10,000 to $12,000 price range for architectural drawings. You can find ones that are cheaper that have like grayed out wall sections that have like fucking nondescript assumptions as to what is actually there. Or you can have ours, which have like 53 different templated options based upon the nominal difference of the Matterport and laser point cloud between each levels and the dimensions of the exterior of the building.
Your
choice.
lung capacity must be massive.
Huge. That could also have been a great. Oh, shit. Missed the opportunity. Next time I won't miss it.
Name of my sex tape.
Next time I won't. Yeah. I will talk to you later. Okay.
Focus.
Fuck off because you're stupid. Focus.
No, not that kind of focus. That's when I say that. I'm like, listen, I'm really going to need you to focus for a minute.
Acronym focus.
That's me saying fuck off because you're stupid.
Oh, God. I got to say this shit. We are going to release, for those 5 houses, architectural plans of existing and proposed with elevations that are like the most common ways that like path of least resistance renovations for those houses, including their estimate at a Class C level and a schedule so that people can see this, and for free, mind you, so you can see what it should look like. Because if it doesn't look like that, then don't invest in it. Like if someone hands you an estimate and it isn't broken down like ours in that level of detail, you should probably come work with us because we are on competition or less expensive than the alternative. And frankly, it's fucking scary to see what people are signing up for because you're literally signing your life away.
It makes me it kills me. Like we have a group of people that work with us, but like how many people are signing estimates for shit like that?
Oh my God.
It blows my mind. Also, he dropped that bomb publicly because he's taking the path of least resistance here because I can't argue back about not doing it.
She's learning. Yeah.
Why is dear play, sir?
I framed it in a different way because I have an interview with somebody else who will help us in sales later after this. And I said, like you have to reach out to people and like they're in danger of living life without our solution. We got to be a hero and save them.
I am your solution, people.
That's right. I got to be a hero. I myself say it. But it's true. It's like we have to put that together because ultimately it's like that's how I feel when I'm speaking to our clients and they're about to go like compare us to other people. I'm like, okay, fine. But it's like the alternative. I feel like I need to save you so that I could whenever they don't go with us, I feel like I did a bad job and I literally feel guilty because I know we're so much better than the competition. Sorry, competition, but it's true. That was, can you hear that? Like, ding. Yeah, it was like the universe agreeing with me.
Tinkerbell.
Sure, or that. Whatever. Where am I going from here?
I don't know. We got the book out. It's fucking, we are down the rabbit hole.
Right. Yeah, pumpkin spice latte, sweater weather. That's where I was at. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to start on this path. I think it's too good of information to let go.
What?
I'm toying with this whole thing. How much time do we have?
Hey.
Oh my God, how much time?
You got a timer.
Oh, I didn't actually put it on though.
Oh my God, that's such fucking Eric. Classic Eric.
Yep.
Also, Alfred came in yesterday to do something, 2 days ago? And he said, oh, how did the stucco thing work out for you? I gave Eric a stucco guy. I was like, never just give it to Eric. I was like, man. Alfred, we talked about this, man.
Fuck.
Yes. I was like, you didn't give it to anybody. It doesn't exist. I said, the answer is it went nowhere. He goes, he started laughing and then he just kind of walked away.
People who know me. And then he's like, yep, that sounds about right. So how do we go? Accountability, planning and construction, use one team. The alternative is garbage. There's no such thing as 1/6 accountability. It's like if you had like someone who's like cooking you lunch and was like only responsible for like providing the bread, the sandwich. You'd be like, hope the sandwich tastes good, but I'm only giving you the bread. Give me shit inside the sandwich. It's gonna taste terrible. It's like, I don't want your shitty sandwich. Like, no, that's fucking stupid. Anyways, yeah, hire one goddamn team for the entire process so that they get to know you personally and then go for it. That works for business. Like if you're an investor or an end user, it's the same logic. Ultimately, like when I think, like I do this all the time and it drives you fucking crazy when I start acting like our clients and like you start saying things and like I'll pretend to be Craig and you'll be like, I'm just having a difficult time talking to you right now because I become that person. But you have to be able to, like when I argue with our trades, I need to not argue with them, but when we have conversations, I need to be able to ask the questions that my clients are going to ask so that when he asks me those questions, I can say that I had that angle and a way to respond. It doesn't need to be right, right? But that's why I'm a little bit fucking volatile when it comes to conversations in general. It's just because it's like I need to ensure that I'm doing a good job for our clients. Like with Vernon, like even today, like preparing for the meeting today with him, same thing. It's like you and I had interesting different conversations that are representative of each client that we come to pass and their needs. It's like it's always different, right?
Yeah,
Right.
for sure.
Right. Shit about fuck. Okay, where am I at here? I don't think that's anything. That's it. Oh, the last thing, I really want to talk about this more, but then I'm worried about other people stealing my really good ideas. But then I'm like, is it really even that good of an idea? I have no fucking idea. That's a lot of ideas in one sentence.
Maybe you don't know shit about fuck.
Maybe I don't know shit about fuck. Oh, I can talk about this. Yeah. So I want to create a course for investors. I'm gonna start a coaching program.
This is can it be called "Don't Be a Dumbass"?
Oh my god. Oh no, we're gonna call it shit about fuck. Shit about fuck. Shit.
What you think you know that you don't.
Call it, yeah. The unknown. We went through this already once.
Let's break down your false confidence. You are not equipped to do this. You probably never will be. You should outsource the problem and let a professional handle it. You do not dabble in fucking investment in multi-residential projects. You are either in or you are out because you cannot suck and blow at the same time. Like, not
blow.
effectively.
Circular breathing. Guess you've never played a didgeridoo, have you? I don't know why that I don't know why that came out. I'm fucking saying it. I'm saying it.
Say it.
Imagine a world. Okay, listen. Like the number one problem in our industry in general, and I'm ending on this shit because nobody listens to our podcast to the end. It may be 7 years before someone fucking hears this shit, and then I will
be accountable.
And no, but then I'll have this plan off the ground, and then I'll have all the business in the city. Okay,
Yeah.
so imagine we could take it to a point where essentially the general contractor, only gets paid at 97% completion. Why specifically 97%? 97% represents the point when you have an appraiser at the end of the project come in for substantial performance. You're getting
You and I
angry.
have abhorrently different views on this.
Yes, very, very, very bad. Because my idea has nothing to do with it being a good business idea, but more about like what the industry would appreciate. How I need to get those things to match is something that I need to work on.
The industry would appreciate some common sense.
We're working on it.
Yeah, I know,
It's been years. We're working in that direction. Anyways, so under the pretense, like, imagine I said to clients that, like, look, at the end of pre-construction with that level of detail and that level of confidence, and the reason why we offer, like, okay, back this fuck up. Go try this one more time. When you look online at Google and you say how much does a general contractor cost, it says between 10 and 20% of the value of construction. That's a stupid fucking parameter because usually it's like a bell curve and it's really closer to 13 to 17%. There's no one who's gonna, if you got someone who's doing it for 10, it means either they're fucking lying to you
Or they're new.
Or they're new, one or the other. 13 is where you kind of start. We do it at 13 because we're hyper competitive in the construction market. And the reason why we're hyper competitive there is because we go through pre-construction.
Also, we only do it at 13 now. So I can tell you, because as soon as we find our footing in this systematization and it's flawless, watch out, world.
Price is going up. Yeah.
I will come for you all.
So Christina's like 100%. You get. I will draw you a house. This is your house. Give me $1 million.
Value.
We never argue that. And you completely distract me. Okay, this is the idea. The idea is, imagine, like, if the problem is in our industry that you say you're 13% of the cost of a project, blah, 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 blah. The concern in the industry of construction is that you have, that people are worried about paying their GC, like paying your general contractor throughout the process because the trust is eroded in that process. Imagine you got to an option where the general contractor is only paid at the end of the project. Moreover, imagine you got to the idea that your general contractor had skin in the game, that the success of the project was something that he was or she was invested in at the outset, just like you are. Like, you're committed. You're like, the pig, not the cow in situation, if you got that committed versus, giving stuff to analogy. Anyways, so like then I started thinking to myself, it's like, could you have a percentage of the home? Like, no one's going to give me a percentage of their home. Like, you would give them a percentage of their business if you were to like be a business consultant. That would never fucking work. But then I thought to myself, what about if the appraiser's difference? Like, what about if the house was appraised at the outset and then appraised upon completion, and the marginal difference of the increase would be something that you would then be paid out of?
Question.
Yes. And yeah, you're going to start shooting me down.
So
Here comes the guns.
Like I can hear it loading.
Yeah, I can hear you fucking like just like pulling out the shells out of your fucking
And how
bandolier.
does that work for the contractors that are just points on of something? They're not cost plus. So there is no pain. The contractor gets paid fucking all the way through regardless.
Let me give you the preamble here. I'm not talking about cost plus contractors. Cost plus contractors, construction managers by that being more specifically, those people and that model is best for projects where the likelihood of a stipulated price contract being accurate is low. So where there are too many variables in a multivariable equation to take a guess as to what the price is going to be. Stipulated price contracts, like when I'm building a fucking home in the middle of a green field and there's no considerations for access and there's no considerations for anything really like neighbors or lay down area or like traffic or fucking
You have
anything.
all green lights.
Yeah, like it's all green lights. It's like the only thing I have to worry about is the soil and the water table, and then I'm off to the races. Like, and then how far from the nearest Home Depot? Like fucking 6 hours, 3 hours, whatever. Like whatever it is. I'm talking about like construction management contracts where it's like it's basically time and materials essentially, but you need to know the scope of work as much as you can up front so that it's not an unfair advantage then to the builder who could be arguably in the position that the longer they take, the more they get paid, despite the fact that like, if the client's not happy, then nobody's happy, so it doesn't make a difference anyways. But that's the point. Construction management in this approach of doing it this way that I'm talking about with the contractor's skin in the game, that skin in the game is to offset the presumption that time-based rates for people like us, like the cost per week on the project.
How about my skin in the game is that every time that somebody sets foot onto that property, it's our liability.
100%.
How about that? Like there's skin in the game in ways that are not financial to people in that same respect. But like what they don't understand, and when you want to talk about accountability, is like the equitable accountability of people. Like when I see people who are like, oh, can I have the keys to the whatever? It's like, no, like you're not supposed to be on site. You're not supposed to be there, right? Like there are risks every day that are intangible.
And it's a fair point because the other fucking scary thing, except for people's contracts and schedules being egregiously bad, is the fact that they're not even compliant. Like they don't have an occupational health and safety manual. They don't have all of the come to work papers. They don't have insurance in the right way. They don't have builder's risk insurance. They don't have like all of the shit that makes us a viable company, a good construction management agreement and proceeding agreements that mesh into that. Like it's fucking, you know how hard it is to be compliant? If we went on a list, like on that WSIB list and literally went one by one, I bet how many GCs do you think are really good? Like really actually got their shit in, like locked in like us? Like 10%? Yeah. Maybe.
And can I tell you that the only fucking reason that there are better people than us out there at this point is time in.
Yeah.
They have time in and they have more resources than we do.
Yeah.
And that is strictly as a result of being time in and of learning it. But like if you were to start out of the gate in a race, and this was a race, and we started with companies that were the same amount of experience and everybody had a level playing field in terms of the background of like we all started with the same resources and we're all 4 years in, I would fucking destroy them.
100%.
Like it becomes more aware every single day, and the more that we interact with bigger players in the game, the more I realize they don't fucking have it together.
They don't. It's like every time we have that next conversation where we reach out to somebody on Instagram, we have that conversation. We don't we're not obviously like gonna call anybody out. It's not about that. But what it is, it's like, you know how you like think all of a sudden it's like, oh, I'm a grown up. And it's like, oh, I'm making grown-up decisions now. It's like, holy shit, I'm a father of 4. I am like, that responsible person.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like professionally. It's like I've asked all the pros that have been in this business for a long time, like detailed questions about their business, and they don't have responses. And I'm like, so what the fuck?
What do you do?
What are you doing?
Or if they do have responses, it's like it's
The
only through like experience and like the time in.
Yeah.
Like, that's literally the only thing that sets us apart from people who may be performing in a tier higher than we are at right now. Because I can tell you that in the tier that we are at right now, there is nobody doing what we do.
Nobody. There's nobody doing, nobody is pumping out like a regular layout for your building permit, which is just for permissions, by the way. It's like for bylaws and building code. That's what your building permit is for. It's not for constructors. It's not people building. That's not for that, right? It's so that the city gives you permission to do it. Doesn't mean you're ready to do it. Like we start construction projects going through pre-construction and we hand you a document that is like the IKEA manual of your home. And it's 120 to 130 pages long. And it's like every fucking angle, every fucking material, every goddamn consideration. Anybody could pick up that document and be like, yes, like building your Ektorp at IKEA. No problem. I'll have it ready for you in who knows how long.
Having a building permit's like accepting an invitation to a party. It's like, now you know that you're going, but like, what are you wearing? What does your dress look like? What are your shoes? What are your accessories? What are you bringing? How are you getting there? What time are you coming home? What's the plan? Like, there are so many things. So yeah, you know it's a party, and you know that it's formal, and you know that it's from 2 to 12 p.m. whatever that is. But like, that's it. There's some rules, like they're there.
I got another analogy for you. We can just do an analogy battle. Here we go. It's like taking the SATs about reading the brochure about the textbook that you need to know. It's like if you had a brochure on if you had a syllabus, right? You read the syllabus, not the course material, and you're like, now take the test. And you're like, but I just know the names of the courses. And you're like, yes, that's it. But like, good luck. And you're like, fuck, you're done.
Exactly.
That's none of the information you need to know is in there. Not to mention that the building code, building permits recently, like I've seen a couple that are like egregious. Like on one that's like, here, we're removing this back wall, and it's like two levels of back to the whole fucking, your architectural drawings are garbage. It didn't stipulate the back wall of the house was double brick, 2 stories, and it's like, we're gonna remove the back wall of the house on the main floor. And I'm like, you can't take out the middle of the fucking tree. Float? Yeah, like what is this? You can't. It's not gonna fucking happen. Like you can't do that. Like where's the?
Interesting. Tell me how you're doing that.
Yes. It's like,
would love to see how that plays out.
Like my son was like playing Minecraft, and he was like, I know how to do this. I'll just fucking do this, and I'll take this out. Yeah. Anyways, fuck, where did we get here? I think we're there. I mean, if I set a timer and if it went off, I'm sure it'd be soon. Or a while ago, whatever. That's got to be it.
Oh,
do we have any more dick jokes, or are we done?
I don't know. I think I reached my dick joke capacity for the day.
That was so close to being a dick joke right there. It's almost so close.
So close.
Oh, is that it? Oh, it's building. Oh my god, I keep making it worse. Oh my god, I didn't mean to. Like the first comment and the second comment, that's it. Ooh, gross.
On that note, have a great day, everybody.
Hard or soft, your choice. Shutting it off. Shut it off.